Hi, this is Flair from Bloodcraft. I'm going to talk through the Four Horsemen, which are the last boss of the military wing in Nax. So basically, there are four of these guys, as the name suggests, and each of them will immediately run to their respective corners at the beginning of the fight. Now, I'm going to focus initially on the two at the back, which are the two that I'm on. So you can see that Lady Blamo has run to me, and I've immediately just done a very quick damage over time. Any kind of aggressive attack will do, just something to get her attention, let her know that I'm there. From this point on, she's just going to start shooting at me. Now, I'm not going to take her down myself, so all I'm doing is just healing myself. I'm normally a boomkin spec, I'm not a healer spec. I've stuck a bit of healing gear on just to get my mana regen a little bit higher, but my main intention here is just to stay alive. So if you've got a paladin, if you've got a priest, anyone really that you don't need to be healing the rest of the raid should be standing up here, and you need two of them. One on Lady Blamo and one on Sir Zeliak, and I'm running to Sir Zeliak now, so as you can see, I'm swapping over, and my paladin colleague there is also swapping with me. He was actually a little bit slow in this attempt, and Lady Blamo has done one of her huge AoEs that I'll talk about in a second. So, as you can see, I'm stood in front of this guy and I'm healing myself through it. Sir Zeliak does a little bit more single target damage with his lightning bolt than Lady Blamo, but doesn't have the AoE that she has. She drops those little shadow puddles on the floor. You may have seen them. You just need to make sure you stand out of them. If you're a boomkin doing this, I suggest that you drop a pet. Pets are great because they can take off the aggro, they'll start taking the hits, it gives you a bit of time to heal, rest, save your mana, that kind of thing. I've swapped back again. Now, why am I swapping back and forth? So you may see on the right hand side of my screen there, I've got a buff and I've got three of those buffs stacked. What happens is the first buff does no damage, second buff does a 500 damage, then 1000 after 3, and then it starts going up a lot higher per second. So if you get more than 4 or 5 of the buffs, you're going to start hitting sort of 6 or 7,000 damage a second, and you're going to die. So the reason that you do that is as soon as you move out of the range of a boss, you lose their buff, you lose their debuff, uh, and you can start stacking up on the other boss. So that's why we're switching back and forth. Now at the bottom of the room, the raid are focusing on the two main bosses, and you can see one of them is almost coming down now. So they're doing exactly the same as I'm doing here, except those bosses do significantly more damage, they're a lot harder, so they need to be tanked properly, they need to be healed properly, and that's what the rest of the raid is doing. They're swapping back and forth just like I am, except they're being tanked and everything else. Now, once the rest of the raid have taken down their two bosses at the end, which you'll see happening in a minute, they're going to come up here and deal with these two bosses up here. At that point, I no longer need to be healing myself because we'll have healers, we'll have tanks, so I can switch then and start doing some DPS casting. Now, because I got my healing on, it's not going to be a great amount of DPS, but I'll try my best. And that's pretty much it. So just watch the rest of the video. Have a think. If your class can heal itself, if you're a paladin, if you're a druid, something like that, then you're certainly capable of doing this. Or even if you're a pure healer, if your raid's lucky enough to have 3 healers in it, then definitely get one of them up. If you're really lucky and have got 4 healers, even better. Thanks for listening. If you've got any comments or questions, have a look in the forums, and have a good day.